Good morning to all my fellow earthlings. Good morning, good morning. Hope you guys had a wonderful night. And so far the day is going good for you. Just want to give God thanks once more for life. Another day of life, friends. Life is the greatest. Once you have life, there is hope. No matter how badly the situation is, there is hope. Now, I have been thinking about the folks who got damaged by Hurricane Melissa and other disasters around the world, and I've been thinking of you guys. And you know what came to my mind when we are sending things home to individuals in those areas, Jamaica or any part of the Caribbean. Let us remember to put some mosquito repellent, some off, or if there are other types that you know of, put it in there, put it in the barrel. Because I saw a video of somebody showing to the extent of the mosquitoes population in Jamaica, and the person made a quick video of his or her foot. It was covered in mosquito, covered, and that is just 1 foot. What about all those little kids running around who are there outside with their parents, and have no protection from these mosquitoes? There's going to be a dengue outbreak. So if you can help by remembering to add some mosquito repellent when we are packing. Food is essential, but if you are dead or sick, the food probably has no use to you. Not probably. Well, if you are dead, the food definitely has no use to you, to that individual. So let us remember to put some mosquito repellent in the barrels that we are planning on sending home to these disaster struck areas. Oh Lord. What me do say again? To put something in the barrel. Things that can, like those little packet, what do you call them? Forget what they name. Neosporin, some little tube of antibiotic creams. So if the kids then get scratched or scraped by some form of metal or anything while playing, their parents can put a little antibiotic on it. Because trust me, to the condition that I see the place in, a lot of folks won't be able to get any medical assistance for a good while. No clinics will be open, and the hospitals are badly damaged, and I am sure, knowing how they operate in Jamaica, especially, let me talk about Montego Bay. At the Cornwall Regional Hospital, if you are not dying, they won't look at you, right? They prioritize things like emergency, and if the person have money to pay. Because I have been to that hospital. That's where I grew up. And I have been to the hospital. And all the nurse, they will not register you. At the time, although in those time it was $100 for registration. And if you don't have the $100 to register, they will not register you. They will not look after you. I have been there. I have seen it firsthand. Not asking anybody. I am telling you that is what they do. So in times like this right now, if your child get a little scrape or cut and it start getting infected, and you turn up at the hospital, if you don't have whatever it is now that they are charging to register, that child will not get taken care of. So if we can send a few items like Neosporin and some of those little dressing. You remember when we were kids, our folks would have this purple dressing. They call it gentian violet, and there's a yellow one. I think it's called mychroma, yellow mychroma or something like that, right? Little first aid things, band-aids and stuff like that we can put in there and send home to help, because the need is great, and it's a need for everything. So sometimes what I'm saying this is that when we are thinking of sending home barrels, we're probably not even thinking about things like those. Let us not put any flammable liquid like alcohol and stuff like that in the barrels either, because sometimes some of them might have to travel on airlines and all those things, and those things are not acceptable. Or maybe even some of the cargo ships might not want to. We don't want to put anything in there that could cause some form of a danger. So let's keep those out of it. Anything alcohol, let it be like the wipes, those Lysol wipes and stuff like that. You can add some of those to the barrels also. Can you hi? Please share the live, guys, and if what I'm saying makes sense, please pass it on to your loved ones, to other people who might be sending home barrels. Some of these little things we tend to ignore them, or we forget about them in all the chaos. Like I said before, things like mosquito repellent off, and something called deep woods or something like that. But any form of mosquito repellent, I'm sure that it will be well received. Band-Aid, um, things like Neosporin. Those that you get them at the supermarket or even at the pharmacy. You can pick them up. It's a form of antibiotic. So you know that kids get scratched, anything scrape them like now, it is likely that is a potential health risk right there for that kid. But if they have things like as I said, the Neosporin to rub a little, and it can help to and the little bottles of like the purple dressing and thing like that. My macro, I don't remember the name of that one. It's a yellow one, but the purple one is gentian violet, and that is something that almost every Jamaican kid grew up using, at least back in the 60s and 70s. You know, every household had that little purple dressing. You get a little cut, you can put it on it. So, good morning, Brother James. Good morning. I'm thinking, I was rambling on about the individuals back in the areas where the Hurricane Melissa has damaged those places, and people are sending home barrels or any form of contribution that is being made. Where goods are concerned, I'm saying we could had a few cans of mosquito repellents to the list, and things like Neosporin or this the purple dressing that's called gentian violet. Because children are going to get cut because they are always out, with so much debris scattered around, nails scattered all over. It's a must that somebody is gonna get hurt, get scraped. So yes, yeah, topical remedies, one of those stuff. And if we go to the pharmacy and we don't know what to buy, we can always ask the pharmacist for some form of recommendation as to what to purchase. Yeah. And all things like rehydration salts and stuff like that. Because a lot of folks are going to be dehydrated, having this water shortage and stuff going on down there. Flashlights and batteries, with a solar powered flashlights. They have some that I saw that were selling on TikTok shop. It's a power bank, but it also has a flashlight on it. So you charge it, and you can charge your phone, laptop and stuff with it. It's about this size of a man's hand, about this length, maybe about 10 or 11 inches long, and about the width of my palm. You know, if we can send stuff like those, so at least individuals can have stuff to recharge their phones and their tablets, so they can get in touch with your loved ones. Yep, powder rehydration drink mix. Yes, man. Oh, when I saw that video with the individual having on all those mosquitoes on the leg, I was like, I was stunned. There were more than 100 mosquitoes on that person's leg. It was covered with mosquito. And when you're doing a quick video like that, it's just a quick section, just a little part that didn't go right around to show you the entire surface of the foot. Right from the ankle, it was maybe from the ankle to about behind the knee, right here, that was exposed, and it was covered with mosquito. So with all those stagnant water and stuff down there, not only in Jamaica but other parts of the Caribbean and the Philippines, people are donating to them also, because they went through a lot of stuff. So let us keep them in our prayers. Oh God, I pray and hope that all who can help will help. The term, no matter how small the put at it, yeah. And if the thing is, if they have when we were kids, the health department would send out health inspectors, and they would come around and give advice to individual households as to how to help to combat the mosquitoes by attacking the breeding places. Wherever we have old tires and cans and stuff like that, we were advised to punch holes in the cans and in the tires. We drop a few drops of kerosene oil in those stagnant water, and that would help to kill the mosquitoes and keep the population down, while the government go around and do the spraying, the fogging, but with the condition of things down there right now, we can just remind them, we can put those of us who are probably thinking along that line can post little videos that makes small short videos and post it on YouTube and TikTok to remind them to do, little things like those. When these guys, when they buy your diesel fuel, see if I even throw some in a water bottle or some bottle of that size, and then you can take a cap full and drop a few drops in a little stagnant water, you see, around, that will go a long way. It will go a long way. Folks are going to say, oh, that is going to contaminate the water. You have to choose the lesser of the two evil. Allowing the water to get stagnant and breed mosquito, which is going to affect the entire population, or just drop a few drops of oil, kerosene oil, or some gas oil in the water. Which one is best? You know, we have to think about that. And I think I would rather put the kerosene oil in.
I'm not doing that today. She is. Somebody is doing that.
Okay. I would rather put the kerosene oil in the water than to
Come over to the. Oh, you can't already move her.
like the diesel fuel. The pool chlorine. That could work too, but it's not. That's not it's not readily available down there like that, because not a lot of people have pools. Just thinking of a cuff. But if we can come up with ideas that are environmentally friendly, and we could make suggestions to them, because, you know, not that they don't know that they should do stuff like those, like punch holes in the cans and things like that, but in the present condition that everything is in right now, they might not be thinking along that line. Their minds are more on getting some food, getting some water, and trying to get a roof back over their heads. And while busily doing those things, they are being infected by the mosquitoes. That is just, you know, the more people get sick, the more strain it's going to put on the health sector. Dengue fever is not a good fever. It's nothing good. Oh boy. Kerosene oil in drums. People who get those barrels, blue barrels, and they choose to store water in it, they will have to put something in there. I grew up in the country with my grandmother, and she was, traumatized indeed. And my grandmother, she used to have drums by the side of her house, so we would catch the rainwater for household use. And once you go there and see the mosquito larvae swimming around in there, she would go and she would drop maybe 1 or 2 drops of kerosene in there, and just stir it around, form a thin film on top of the water, and that would stifle the mosquitoes, because the larvae, when they come up to breathe, they can't breathe. Uh, and it would kill them. And that wouldn't last for long in the water. Because so as you use the water and it goes down, each time you go to take up some water, you would push away that little film and gather your water. It goes and it attaches itself to the side of the drum. So eventually you go there and you'll see more larvae. It may put another drop or two in there. Yes, yeah, the drums. Back in my childhood days, they it were they were the drums were made of metal. You know, nowadays everything is made of plastic. Plastic here, plastic there, and that would keep in the country. There's a there's a seed, a round seed, flat round. We call it akam. So it, at every house you go and look in that drum, you would see one or two akam floating in there. They say it helps to keep the water cool, but if anything poisonous falls into that water, that akam sinks to the bottom. So once you go there and look and see that akam seed on the bottom of your water, you know it's poison. Something has fallen in there and poisoned it. So we wouldn't use it. We wouldn't use that water. And there's also a little round seed. We call it horse eye. It's gray. Most of it is gray, and it has a little black section to it that it resembles an eyeball, just like how with a part of our eye would be white and the part black. That's so it is. So we call it horse eye. Yeah, we keep those in the water also. The good old days, memories from the good old days. Mm. Acom, the Acom coal mine, Acom. Ah, that sound, Acom. That sound, that's a, what was it again? Oh, we had a thing called alum. Alum. It's like a resin. It's it's a resin, and you can crack it and use it. I don't remember how they use that. So it's like yeah, the acom, the acom seed. having some problems with this transmission. I don't know if it's the area that I'm in, but my mic my keeps cutting in and out, in and out. Sometimes the screen goes blank. Oh boy, it's glitchy, very, very glitchy.